Hello dear students, good afternoon to all. I hope all of you are safe and sound. Welcome to my today's class, and my today's class is for the students of class 8, and this is the scene comprehension part, English for today. Before starting the session, I'd like to introduce myself. I am Anwar Hussain, Assistant Teacher in English, Jaintapur Government High School, Jaintapur, Sylhet. So dear students, let's start. My today's topic is taken from Unit 9. Before announcing the lesson, I'd like to show you something. Dear students, here is a picture. What do you see in the picture? What do you guess? You see something has been written on the wood, or it could be bamboo. Yes. There is something like this, and there is something written maybe in Chinese. Now there is another picture for you. Have a look. You see that is a written document, and it has been printed or inscribed on a wood. And you see, can you remember that type of, after watching this picture, can you remember that style of communication has been used earlier at the time of our kings and queens? And there is also that is called parchment. And what is parchment? Let me clarify about it. That is has been made from animal skin. And earlier then, people had to write the important notices to important announcement on that type of materials. They used it. So through this picture, can you guess anything? Now here is another picture also for you. That is what it has been written on stone or metal, something like this. And you see some picture simply that is called cuneiform. I think you have the name cuneiform, that has been practiced in Egypt, ancient Egypt. There is another picture for you. You see there are some pictures that has been printed, that has been inscribed, and it is in stone. You see, that is called hieroglyphics. So these are the forms, ancient forms of written document. When the writing element were not available, people used to use this to keep their written document. Now come to the present stage. What do you see? So that is the latest version that we are talking about. You will find everything on a mobile screen. That's called ebook or PDF, something like this. Yes. So dear students, my today's topic is going to start on with paper. So we are going to talking about with a lot of things about papers. You see, I show you some pictures, and through the pictures you have developed an idea that before invention of papers, how much difficult that were for keeping any document, to keep any written document, or what I should say documents, or that is in records. That was very much difficult at the time, but right now that is very easy. So our today's topic is paper has advanced our life, and that is from Unit 9 and Lesson 6. And there are some learning outcomes also. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to identify the changing factors in our life. You will be able to know what is the main factor that changed our life greatly. And infer new word meaning, that is also after going through the text passage, you will be able to know some new words. And then lastly, ask and answer the questions. So let's see what has been written in the text. So that is a main text from your book. You can read it from your book also. Communication of ideas is at the center of civilizations. So dear students, can you remember one thing, that what is the main thing that we are taking place, that has been happening every day? That is to communicate with someone, to communicate with various types of people to communicate with other. That was a common media. That is called communication. It needs written documents, written records. I mean, communication. The purpose of communication was to what? Was to share ideas with others. And for that, it needs written records. Most of our records in the modern age are on paper. Though writing was invented very early, paper is a more modern invention. Let me clarify one thing, that everything has been written on paper. We know it now. Nowadays it is very available, and we know that written, that is writing, has been invented earlier, but the paper is a very recent invention. For long in history, people exchanged ideas through speaking and listening. The students in earlier, how the people communicate with each other. There was only two medium, that is, or speaking or listening. There was no particular written form. Then there came the art of writing. First of all, there was only ways of speaking and listening. Then there came of art of writing. But no record thoughts in writing was difficult. But to record thoughts, that time written to keep something record, that was very difficult. Writing materials were not available, you understand. To write something, to keep record, that was not available at that time. People used the surface of the stone, metal, wood, bark, leaves, etc. for writings. So people use wood, stone, metal, or parts that I show you, and leaves of the tree. People use those materials to keep their writing. Those things were not easy to carry, right? And then arises another problem, that if you write something on a stone or a leaves or a bark, that was not easy to carry. You cannot take them from one place to another because it's heavy. For ages, people looked for easy writing materials. Finally, paper was invented in China in 105 AD. So, from time immemorial, people were looking for easier form to keep their records. And finally, paper has been invented by China. Before the paper age, knowledge was very restricted. Can you think of that time? Now that questions arise. So, as we are talking about that, paper has been invented recently, and earlier, before the paper age, the knowledge, that the studying, that was very much restricted, that was very much limited to a particular class of people. So we cannot think that time right now. There were very few books in the world. Maybe they were written on stone or on heavy wood planks or on metal objects. Try to understand. So these were not very easy to write, and people used metal or stone as a written document. Suppose one page was a heavy stone block. So think of a 100-page book in our age. So you see, in a book there are hundreds of thousands of pages in a book. But if you think that there was one at that time, one stone is a page, then to make a book, it was simply impossible, and that was simply impossible to carry. You can carry the entire world of knowledge in digital form in your laptop. You carry the entire world of knowledge in digital form. You can even carry a huge volume of paper encyclopedia. Now that comes to our present stage. What you see right now in a laptop, in a mobile, you can carry hundreds of thousands of books. You can carry easily. That is on PDF form, and in your laptop you can keep as many as information you can, what you need. And we know there is an encyclopedia. We know there is a world Vishwakosh. So encyclopedia you can use. That is the house of knowledge, house of information. We can use it. But who could produce and carry tons of heavy stone books and documents in those paperless days? Now questions arise. So right now we are not able to we will not carry hundreds or thousands of pages that has been made on stone. In last, paper has made publications and the spread of knowledge and information easy. So can you see how paper has changed our life? So we are talking about paper. The paper has changed our life greatly, and because of the paper right now we are also surpassed this paper stage. Now we come to paperless days. How? In that is a digital form that we using our mobile and laptop. So you can imagine that how the paper has changed our life. So paper is a great factor in changing our lifestyle, basically in writing materials. Now we have vocabulary presentations. First of all, we have exchange. What is the meaning of exchange? I think you know exchange. That is it, share with others. Material. What is the meaning of material? Material is element, or we can say ingredient. Restricted. Restricted means that is limited, scarce, few. Encyclopedia. Encyclopedia means what? That is book of information. And the produce. Produce means what? Produce means generate. Now here is MCQs for you. First of all, choose the meaning of for long in line 3. What is the meaning of for long? It could be for many years, for a great distance, for 100 years, denoting a decade. What is the meaning of for long? For long, the answer is for many years. Number 2, what is the meaning of exchange in the text? What is the meaning of exchange that we talked earlier? To buy something for money, is it exchange? Or to communicate, to change something, to give and take mutually? What is the meaning of exchange? Exchange means to communicate. Number 3, paper has dash spread of knowledge. Paper what? Paper hampered, hindered, hampered, facilitated. So can you easily understand that paper has facilitated spread of knowledge? The answer is facilitated. Number 4, paper was first invented in which country? India, Egypt, China, Japan. What is the answer? I think you got that is China. The paper was first invented in China. Number 5, what is the meaning of word civilization means? Civilization means revelation, advancement, barbarity, primitiveness. What is the best answer? The civilization means advancement. Number 6, encyclopedia is a what? We're talking about encyclopedia. What is the meaning of encyclopedia? Is it a text, reference book, history, story? The answer is reference book. Encyclopedia is the best reference in the world. Now number 7, in the past knowledge was very. They're talking about, I said that knowledge was very much what? As the writing methods were not available, the knowledge was limited for a particular group of people. So what is the answer? Is it free, open, limited, available? The answer is limited. That is clear that knowledge was not available and that was not free. The answer is knowledge was very limited. So these were about MCQs. Now we have another part, that is ask and answer the questions. So for that you have to read the text and then answer the following questions. Number 1, name 4 things that were used to write before the invention of paper. So dear students, you have to mention 4 things that were used before the paper of invention. What are they? What are they? I said that. What are they? First of all, if I am talking about, that is stone, you can say that is barks, leaves, you can say, and then you can say metal, that wood that were used before the invention of paper. Number 2, why was knowledge very restricted in the pre-paper age? Why was knowledge was restricted? The knowledge was very restricted in the pre-paper age because the writing materials, the writing documents, that was not available. It was very expensive and it was unable to carry from one place to another. Number C, how has paper changed our life? Now it's a question to you. How? You have to mention that you saw on the text that paper has changed our life greatly. And it makes our knowledge, it makes our studying today that is very easy, and in the past that was unimaginable. In a word, if I said, that was very unimaginable. So right now paper has changed our life. Everything, knowledge has been going to easy and free. You can carry books from one place to another easily. How are records kept in the modern age? Now that is talking about modern age. How we are nowadays, we are keeping records. Yes, there are various ways. First of all, we can keep our records using papers. And lastly, there is a digital form. We are talking about digital form, that in your laptop or in your mobile phone, you can keep hundreds and thousands of tons of information you can keep. And that is easy to carry, send to someone else. So these are the ways that we are keeping information on modern age. So dear students, that is all for today. See you in my next class. Stay safe, stay home.